And I'll tell you this much here, what I heard from someone that's in the NFL, that the NFL told don't draft him. Do not draft him. We're gonna make an example out of him. And this came from a very good source. And he said that, I won't say who, somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, don't do that. Draft
really?
him. Yep, draft him. Don't do that. Because they weren't gonna draft him either. They weren't gonna draft him.
What is going on, my YT Gizang? Y'all already know what it is, man. This is your boy Rio. And if you are new, then welcome to the channel. Now look, y'all seen the video, okay? Y'all see it. But at the end of the day, I want to ask y'all, do y'all believe what he's saying or not? Is Eric Dickerson telling the truth, or is he just blowing smoke? Plus, I got another story for y'all, okay? I just want you to think outside the box for a second. All right, I ain't saying this is true, okay? But it's just something to think about. Could the NFL have done this to Shedeur Sanders purposely because they wanted to make a Cinderella story out of his situation? And we're going to talk all about that today, man. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 3.5. So if y'all can help me out with that, I gladly appreciate that. And make sure y'all get down in them comments, man, and let me know how y'all feeling about this whole situation. Now, like I said, when it comes to Eric Dickerson, right, at that point, I'm not saying that I don't believe him, but it's just like, tell me something I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? If y'all get what I'm saying? The reason I'm saying that because we already know what's going on with Shedeur Sanders. We know what happened with this whole NFL situation and how he ended up falling in the draft. We know that already. So when you bring something up like this, don't hit me with my source. I got a strong source. Well, I got a real good person that's real good in the NFL, well known in the NFL. Nah, bro, tell me who it is. I'm tired of this. Stop beating around the bush. Because if I can come to y'all right now and I can say, hey, look, y'all, I'm making this video today because I got a very strong source that's inside that locker room that this is what it is. Bro, that don't mean y'all gonna believe me. You get what I'm saying? Y'all already know what's going on. So just because I said that don't mean it's gonna solidify everything for y'all. Nah. If I had a strong source, I would say, hey, look, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. All right. Jerry Jones, a very good source, told me that this is what it is, bro. And at that point, Jerry Jones got to come out because he done told me this. So he got to come out here and say if it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. Okay, so when it comes to Eric Dickerson, it's like, I'm not saying I don't believe him. I just feel like it's 50-50. He could be lying or he could be telling the truth. But we already know this, so I'm not impressed by it. That's all. Now, I really want to talk about this other conversation that I really want to bring to y'all attention, okay? And like I said, this not me saying that this is what it is, all right? So y'all better not get on my neck. Don't be jumping on my neck down here, okay? All the aunties, all the cousins, the nephews, the brothers, the sisters, all that. The Colorado fans, please, bro, please don't attack me in the comments, okay? This is just something to think about. Now, I was watching ESPN Cleveland earlier. They had this guy, I can't remember his name. This is not a source, all right? But I was watching ESPN Cleveland earlier, like I said, and it was this guy that came on and he started talking about a whole nother scenario for Shedeur Sanders. And at first I was like, bro, man, get out of here with this, all right? So he pretty much was saying Shedeur Sanders, when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, the NFL wasn't doing it to teach him a lesson. They doing it to create a Cinderella story out of his situation. Right. And like I said, I was like, bro, come on, bro, with all that, bro. This is the NFL, bro. We know how they get down, bro. Like, go ahead on with this. But then it got to a point I was just like, well, you know what? Let me just think outside the box for a second. All right, let me just pretend that I don't know what's going on and let me see. So I was like, man, you know, the more he kept talking, it was like, okay, well, when it comes to the NFL, we all know that the NFL is a business of entertainment. Okay, it's in fine print, entertainment, which means to me that they will do whatever they have to do to remain relevant. Okay, that's just me. And because they want to remain relevant, this is a perfect opportunity to do so. You have a young man in which his father was one of the best players to ever play the game in the NFL. Okay, what better way to bring some type of boost or some type of whatever the case may be to not only the NFL, but to the worst organization in the NFL. A team that hasn't been relevant in God knows how long. Okay. At this point, I feel like the NFL made a phone call. All right. And this is just me hypothetically speaking. The NFL had a press conference with every single owner in the NFL. They all sat at one big round table, and this is how it went. They said, look here, when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, I don't want nobody to pick him. Okay. We're going to wait until it gets towards the end of the draft, and we're going to send him to the Cleveland Browns. Okay. They probably all had an argument about it, whatever the case may be, but then the NFL said, listen, the Cleveland Browns has been irrelevant for a long time. Okay. This is somebody that has the worst ratings in the NFL. And this is a grand opportunity to not only boost them, but to boost the NFL in general. Now, like I said, man, I'm hypothetically speaking. Okay. So don't be trying to attack me in the comments. All right. Y'all can laugh, but don't attack me. But then I started thinking about, okay, when it comes to the NFL as of right now, because in the preseason, bro, people don't really care about the preseason. People don't really pay attention to the preseason. People barely watch the preseason, okay? But looking at what's going on now, I guarantee you the Cleveland Browns has the highest ratings in the preseason as of right now when it comes to people watching their games. I guarantee it. So I started thinking about it. Bro, there's really only two relevant things that's going on right now when it comes to the preseason or when it comes to the NFL. There are two main topics of discussion that's going on right now, okay? And tell me if I'm lying. The first one is Jerry Jones and Michael Parsons. And the second one is Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. I do not, every single day, I am watching somebody sports show. Those are the main two topics of discussion. And it's entertaining. And then I started thinking, dang, bro, when it comes to Jerry Jones, I know I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. I'm just trying to put this all together, but bear with me. We all know that when it comes to Jerry Jones, he's one of the most entertaining people in the NFL, okay? And he done came out and said specifically, all right, I will do whatever it takes to keep the Dallas Cowboys relevant. Whether I got to create a lot of noise or chaos or whatever I got to do to keep us relevant, I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it to where we be relevant all year round. And I'm thinking to myself, Jerry Jones is a very important piece to the NFL. Him and the NFL is like this. And one thing about it, you are the company that you keep. So how far-fetched is it that the NFL is trying to do the exact same thing? And they just using Shedeur Sanders as a main piece. Look, man, like I said, I don't believe it. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to bring some other type of topic to the discussion, okay, to make us start thinking and talking about something else, because we've been talking about the same thing for the longest, all right? But yeah, man, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. But at the end of the day, man, to get back on this Eric Dickerson situation, man, I was watching ESPN earlier, and they was pretty much talking about whether they believe Eric Dickerson or they don't. Take a look at the video.
Do you buy that any part of what Eric Dickerson told Rockin' Rodney is in any way legitimate?
Aaron, I do, only from the standpoint of, hold on. Then explain to me how he fell to the fifth round. Like, we've seen slides. We've seen the infamous Brady Quinn, Aaron Rodgers, Johnny Manziel in the green room going, wow, they took another guy ahead of me. If anything, that lasts to the second round.
Do you think somebody called? That to me, this is the most fascinating part of the Eric Dickerson conspiracy.
Where somebody called the Browns.
Yeah. That's the most interesting part, because that I kind of would buy based on the fact that they took Gabriel in the third round.
But my question is,
it looked like they had no intention of being in the Shedeur Sanders business.
Like I said before, man, I can't sit here and say that he's telling the truth or he's not, because this is something that we already know, and we've been talking about this since the beginning of the NFL draft. So if you're not giving me something specifically to where you're calling the person's name out, I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. Do y'all believe Eric Dickerson is lying, or is he telling the truth? And do y'all kind of believe my story, that I came up with? Y'all drop it down in the comment below now, and I'll get at y'all on the next one. Yeti.